Good morning everyone and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. I do apologise for my late start today. I had a few things to do, but now I'm here and I hope it's the morning, because if it's not, for the first time ever, good afternoon everyone. Right, so what are we going to do today? I have run out of flower embellishments, so I've decided I'm going to show you how I do my sugar flowers. So I thought, as everybody's bored and at home at the moment and none of us can really go out, I thought I would do this in 3 stages. So today I'm going to show you the materials that I use to make my flowers. Tomorrow we'll construct them and decorate them, and that will be Wednesday. And then on Thursday, let's make a card using them. Right, so first up, I'm going to need a project mat. Now, the paper that I use for making my flowers is Strathmore £90 cold press, and it's really cheap. You can get this, I think, from Joanne or Michael's. Comes in quite a large pad, but it's got, as you can see, it's got a nice texture. It's got a reasonable thickness that you can still sort of like bend into flower shapes if you want to. Yes, it is a little bit rough on the edges when you pull it out of the pad, but then it's not expensive watercolour paper. And as I say, it's £90 cold press. So we're using that, and what I did was I used 3 sheets and I chopped it down into 3 sheets because the flower dye I'm using is this one from AliExpress, and I keep it connected because if I turn it that way to fit in the camera, you can see I can get 3 full sets of flowers out of 1 strip. So I do it like that, and I cut my strips up so I can watercolour each sheet of paper, let it dry, and then I've got a nice bundle of multicolour flowers. So that's the dye. If I can find it, I will link it. If not, I'll link to some others, because I'm somebody who hoards flower dyes, and I did purchase quite a few in the recent sale, and I think that sale ends today. So I will link a lot of flower dyes below for you. So there's that, and I'm using a Jane Davenport watercolour, which is this one in the aqua tin. Best place to buy these is always on eBay, up to $20 cheaper than Michael's. So I suggest you do a search on eBay for Jane Davenport watercolours. And the colours that I'm going to be using in here are the yellow. Let's have a look. That looks like orange, but it's actually pink. And I'm going to be using the aqua blue. Though I'm going to do that because those are all colours that I can use, and they look lovely together when you put them together. So that's that. I'm going to be using a brush, which is a nice soft one. I think I got this one from Michael's, and it's a Royal Langnickel. You can find similar on AliExpress, and I will try to link those because I think this was $4 or $5, and as you can imagine, on AliExpress much cheaper. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to need a glass of water to rinse my brush and to soak my paper, and a piece of kitchen paper, kitchen towel, because you never know when you're going to get carried away and you might need to mop up your mess. So I'm going to tuck that under there and try to make sure that I've got things in the picture and that you can see exactly what I am doing. Now, I'm just going to shift around in my chair, which might knock the camera around a bit. And actually, I'm going to move that there, and I will put that there. So I'm going to go in with my first sheet, and it's going to be yellow. Now, with watercolour, you always want to wet the paper or prime it. And the reason for doing that is it accepts watercolour much easier. You get a better saturation and you get a better control. But because we're colouring the whole sheet of paper, control doesn't really matter for this, because you just want it to go wherever. Now, I've got lots of water on there that I can pull down now. and then I'll flip it around and I'll do the other side. So just nice and wet. Let me hold that up so you can kind of like see the wetness. Can you see that? It's just a shine on the surface of my paper. And of course, another reason why I like to use this Strathmore paper is because it has the appearance of mulberry paper, so that your flowers, when you make them, look a little bit better quality than just using regular cardstock. So right, I've done that one, and now I'm going into my yellow. I should have actually popped a blob of water on there to begin with, so that it was like soaking up and making that pigment more accessible. But we can just squidge it about. I want a nice rich colour. There, that feels about right. I kind of like squidge my water around until I get the consistency of cream, and then just go in. And because you've got water already on there, do you see that? I just popped my brush in once, and you've got that great saturation, and the rest of the water will carry it. Now, I know that flowers are not, you know, sort of perfect in colour all the way up, and that's fine. I mean, you can, if you want to, marble in other shades of colour into this. Like, you could put a little bit of orange or something in there. In fact, a little bit of orange did just drop on there. But basically, this is what you have to do, and then go through all of your colours until you've got your paper like that, and then you're going to let it dry, and then you're going to die cut it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on painting my paper, and I will be back. Okay, so I finished painting my yellow, and I decided I was going to put some streaks of orange into this one. You can see it's not dry yet. That one is perfectly yellow and is starting to dry, and it will dry a bit streaky, but that's absolutely fine. And then this one is really washed out. Basically, it was just dipping in my dirty yellow brush and just rinsing it out over the piece of paper, so that now I've got 3 shades of yellow out of just a couple of brushfuls of paint. So now I'm going to do my pink, and I'm going to do my blue, and what I will do with those is, into the pink, to darken it up a little bit, I'm going to add some purple, and then I'll wash my brush out onto the 3rd sheet, so that then I'll have 3 sheets of paper that are complementary for when cutting the flowers out. Of course, I can cut 3 sets out of each one. I'm going to have quite a few of different colour that will complement, and then I'm going to do the blue ones, which I'm probably going to put down a concentrated wash, then I'll do a medium, and then I'll do a really pale one. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I will be back tomorrow with the finished painted pieces, and let's cut them out, shape them, assemble them, and sugar them. So you have a wonderful day. If you're going to be doing some of this, do play along with me. As usual, all links below. I do apologise for being late, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.